People want to move like John Wick, but in order to start moving like John Wick, you got to learn how to walk. So today we're going to talk about how to walk and shoot. So after you start getting the 7 fundamentals of shooting down and you start getting more comfortable in the range, shooting, out at distance, so on and so forth, we want to start incorporating movement because that's real life. That's probably how it would happen. God forbid it happens. People are running, you're going to be moving. So there was a guy who I taught, he came in, this was maybe 2 years ago. And he had been working with a master instructor named Rich, who I admire greatly. And he came to me and he said, hey man, I just came to try to get better. And I was like, well, you've been working with Rich, what have y'all been doing? And he said X, Y, and Z. And at the time I was like, well, gosh, dude, I don't really know. And I'm thinking, I don't really know what to teach this guy because he was working with the master. So I was like, all right, let's do some drills. Let's do this, let's do this, let's do this. And I'm looking at his shots, I'm looking at him shoot, and I'm like, okay, man, have you ever tried walking? And he said, no. I said, great, we're gonna do it today. When we start walking and shooting, things start to change. All of a sudden, people forget how to walk, which is what he did. He was like, he couldn't do it. So he ended up being able to do it before he left. He got good at it because he was a competent shooter. But I'm going to show how we start this. So I don't even have a gun right now because it doesn't matter. What we want to do is, if you're squatting weight, you're in the gym, you do a squat, right? You see how I'm just bent? That's how we want to start. And we want to get used to just walking heel to toe and just rolling it, heel to toe. Like this is literally how you start learning how to walk and shoot. You want to roll your feet. The guy who taught me how to walk and shoot was Jason. He's a Green Beret, 25 years, super cool, tactical, everything, great guy. And he was like, Marvin Martian, the Looney Tunes character, how he rolls his feet. That's what we want to be doing. We want to roll our feet. We don't want to have any wobbling. Now, let's say we're rolling our feet and we can't sustain our balance. Got to hit the gym. That's it. There's no cheat code to that. You have to hit the gym because you need to be able to roll slowly and quickly. Okay, so that's what you want to practice first, is just rolling your feet, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe. I have a little balance mat, and it's like a cushion, and I stand on it, and I practice balancing different ways. And I'll also practice coming down, touching my toe, and still staying balanced. All that's going to build all these muscles. It's going to help you when it comes to walking. I'm sure there's other things you can do. Get down there in the comments if you do something else, let the people know. But we want to do this. Okay? We just want to do that. Now, we want to try it a little bit faster. At our hips. Oh yeah, you see this Son Goku shirt? You see that Son Goku shirt right there? Yeah, Yeah, Dragon Ball. If you didn't watch Dragon Ball growing up, man, I feel sorry for you. So at our hips, we're going to lean slightly forward and tighten our abs. And now do it. This is simulating us being engaged. We're engaged with what's going on because we're not going to want to shoot like this. We're going to want to shoot engaged. Okay, I'm going to do it again. At your hips, slight hinge forward. You're kind of sticking your butt out a little bit, no diddy. And you're going to bend your knees, roll, heel, toe. You want to be able to do it fast. Like I said, you also want to be able to do it slow and controlled. See that? Now, once you get good at that, we're going to incorporate a firearm. So clear gun. Now, I want you to see the difference with me walking normally and then with me walking how I just talked about walking. So this is normal walk. Watch what the gun does. See the gun moving? Gun's bouncing. That's because of how we walk as human beings. So I'm going to try it again, but I'm going to sink down. Watch the gun, see what the gun does. Walking normally, sinking down. Walking normally, sinking down. Okay, so it's that sink, it's that roll that's going to help you stay on target, because your sights are going to be bouncing around. You know, you got your front sight and your rear sights. They're going to be bouncing around like this. So what we're trying to do is keep them as steady as possible. You're alive, you're breathing, you're moving. So there's going to be movement. We always say if you can hold the gun completely still, you're a psychopath, because nobody's doing that. There's going to be some type of movement, but we just don't want erratic movements with our sights. So once you get good at that, let me find some brass. You can use brass. I've heard of people using, a cup of water. If they don't have a gun, they fill the water to the top of the cup, and then they walk with the cup and try not to spill it. Always check. Checks are free. You want to put the spent casing on your gun, push it out, hold it up to your face like you're going to shoot, and then we want to walk without the brass falling over. And we want to be able to move freely without the brass falling. Okay, not just holding it straight, but also turning it. Let's try it again. You can even do this at home, dry, but you can do this at home. Check, double check, triple check, keep checking. Make sure there's not a bunch of family members walking around your house, but we want to be able to move and not have the gun knock over the shell casing. So once you do that, we can add one more thing. I dropped that brass and then I remembered this, so I'm gonna pick up some more brass. Here we go. We can press the trigger without moving the gun. So I'll put the brass here. Okay, we want to walk, press. Rack slide, put it back. I'll step back some so we have some more space. Guns up, walk, press. That's what we want to do. You want to keep practicing that. The more you practice it dry, the better off you'll be when you're shooting live rounds. But now I'm going to show you the difference between walking normally in shooting and then walking the correct way in shooting. So let me get my ear and eye pro on and stuff and we'll get to it. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you walking normally and I'm going to shoot, and then we're going to switch it up. So, but I'm going to walk normally like how we walk every day. Okay? Normal walk. Okay? Now I got my marker here. Shots are going everywhere. So, I always have a marker with me when I come to the range, just to mark the shots that I've already done so I can easily see the newer shots and I'm not trying to do math and stuff while I'm shooting. But, 10x this if you're running. Okay? So the whole point is we want to keep our fundamentals together so we can keep a tighter grouping. Now, when you're just shooting normally, marksmanship, your group is going to be tight. You want a fist-sized grouping, but as you start moving, it's going to open up. But the whole goal is we don't want it to open up off the paper, right? So now I'm going to walk again, and I'm going to do the walk that I've been talking about, bending my knees, rolling my feet. So let's do that and see how it goes. Bend my knees, hips hinging forward, sights, tighten my abs. If you don't have abs, hit the gym, baby. Okay, not only did I have more control with the gun and with the recoil and everything, because I'm slightly forward, I'm getting into the gun, but that roll didn't have, like my sights were moving kind of like this, but it was like, hey, I see the front sight aligned with the rear sight, so I'm pressing. I got all this to work with. I'm not waiting on trying to get super tight shots. Once again, this gets more into like defensive shooting, so we don't care about a super tight group. So you see how there's a little bit of deviation, but it's not this. So I'm going to do this again, but I'm going to show you how this correlates to running. Okay? When people are running, and I'm going to kind of move like away from the target. When people are running, we're not running and shooting like that. It's not a Bugs Bunny show. Let's say I need to shoot, right? So I got my gun at the compress ready, not out here unless I'm ready to shoot, but if I'm moving quickly, slow, roll, roll, roll. You see how when I press the gun out, getting ready to shoot, I started rolling my feet. I'm just doing it faster. So let's say I need to run to a position yet again and then roll. Look, if I slip on some of this brass, we're gonna keep it in. You can laugh, but you know, at least say like, oh dang, I hope he got some help, because that's crazy. All right, I'm gonna run and then kind of smooth it into a roll. Now you see how I'm like tightening up my legs. Can they see that, Stephen? Yeah. Okay. As I'm leaning into that roll, leaning forward, and I'm sinking down more, rolling my feet a little bit faster to give me more stability. If I'm just walking, right? If I'm just regular walking to the target, I don't need to sink down super deep. But if I'm moving quicker, maybe I do need to sink down super deep. It's all about you, your body type, how fast are you moving, what are we shooting at? Are we just shooting at 1? Are we shooting at 2, 3, 4, 5? But you can start to practice this and you can do it at home. Like I'll be at a family gathering, a girlfriend's house, whatever, at home by myself. I'm doing this. I probably look weird. People are like, why are you always rolling? I'm just getting used to shooting on the move, because that's where you want to get to. I tell people, once you can move and shoot, you're pretty good. I would say that a lot of people, they quit too early. They say, oh, I can take all day long and shoot a shot at 7, 10 yards, 15 yards, whatever it is, and hit what I'm aiming. I'm great. I would say probably not. You're not bad. You're not a bad shooter at all. But you do want to get to the point where you can move and all this, be comfortable reloading, walking backwards. That's the same thing, except it's toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel. Starting to change where we're going. We're going to, when I'm going at certain angles, I'm not turning my whole body. It's kind of like now I separate my lower half from my upper half. So if I'm shooting this down here, but I'm moving this way, instead of me crossing my legs, I'm going to turn my lower half. That's over exaggerated so you can see it. And I'm going to roll my feet, but my upper body kind of moves like a tank, like a turret on a tank. You want to get good at all these things, but this is where it starts, being able to go straight forward and roll and not have a bunch of movement with the gun. So what I'm going to do is show a couple different things: running, walking, maneuvering from one target to another, just to let you get a better understanding of what the end goal is and what you want to strive for. Best part is, dude, you can do this, or gal, you can do this at home. At home, in the driveway, wherever, because you walk. I'll be in the store taking stuff off the shelf at some grocery store or something. So let's do it. All right, so try that. Reps, man. Just reps. Do it in your house. Low center of gravity. Roll your feet. You'll get better over time. If your legs are a little weak, hit the gym. Start practicing your balance. Tai Chi helps. I did Tai Chi for a couple of years. That helped with my balance a lot. And I'll see you in the next one. Like, comment, subscribe, all that. Appreciate you. Roman.